No.
Yes. On new construction. It's a way to think about how we're affecting our program. If it's new construction, if it's an additional lane, that's something that we can think of, absolutely.
And Ben, what I want to say is when you talk about that, once again, you're talking about band-aiding a structure. We need comprehensive tax reform. That means some things go up and some things go down. That doesn't mean we're saying absolutely cut everything. It's about a plan. You can't just say, we're going to do this and not do this. That's the problem with South Carolina that's happened this far. We have to have a complete plan of where the money's going to come from and where it's going to go.
But it's also thinking outside of the box. I mean, you know, we're in uncharted territory right here. I mean, we've never had a downturn in my lifetime. We've never had a downturn like this, and we've got to think outside of the box, and I think that's one solution. Also, I'm a big proponent of the natural gas reserves off the coast of South Carolina, using those for jobs and economic growth. It could be $250 million at a minimum, according to the National Petroleum Institute, that we could use for whatever we see fit. And what I would propose is that we use 70% for infrastructure, 20% for law enforcement, and then 10% to roll back into alternative or renewable energy.
Thank you very much. Representative Haley, you've mentioned several times that you want to completely revamp the tax code, look at every tax, every fee, every exemption, give voters a realistic timeline on how long that's going to take.
You know, I think we're going to have to work quickly and fast, but what I would like to say is 6 months into the administration, we have something that we can actually start to pull out and put together so that after the first year, we've actually got something in place. I want it to really show what will happen in the first year, in year 3, in year 5, and in year 7, and make sure that it creates a competitive business environment for this state.
Thank you.
Congressman Barrett, what is your evaluation of Ms. Haley's plan to promote economic prosperity? I'm sure you know it well since she is your opponent. Do you believe it's a viable plan to bring more jobs here to South Carolina?
Well, you know, I haven't really seen an actual plan. I mean, I've got a plan. It's called Putting South Carolina Back to Work. It's an 8-step common sense business principle plan. It's a plan that we worked on for over a year with people all across the state. We worked with economic developers. We worked with senators, with legislators, with academia heads. I mean, we put a plan together, and that's how I think you have to govern in South Carolina. You know, even though I'd love to see the hand of the governor strengthened, it's still going to be a legislative state. So when you propose something, you've got to have people that buy into it. So when you propose it, it's not my idea, it's our idea. And that's how we proposed our Putting South Carolina Back to Work plan.
Representative Haley?
There is a plan. You know, the thing is, we don't go into 7 and 8 and 9 steps. That's not the key. It's not about what you say, it's what you do. And that's why I've talked about tax reform. That's why I've talked about workers' comp reform and tort reform, and making sure that we put an economic development director in place that I work with every single day so that we can compete to get the good quality companies into the state.
It's now your opportunity to pose a question to Congressman Barrett.
Any question?
Any question.
You know, I said earlier, we've been on the campaign trail so many times, I think I know everything he's going to say before he says it. But I think, you know, I'll just give you the same question I gave you earlier today, which was, do you regret passing the $800 billion TARP bailout that literally would cost South Carolina families and everybody else across this country $6,000 per family?
Well, I'll say it again, Representative Haley. I didn't have 6 months to wait before I made a decision. My president came to me, President George W. Bush, and said, we're in a crisis. We're going to have a global crisis. Not only President Bush, Vice President Cheney, men and women across the state, big businesses, small businesses. I believe we were at a point, literally within days or hours, that people were going to reach in their back pocket, pull out their ATM card, stick it in the slot, and nothing was going to come out. And I had to make a decision based on the information that I had because I couldn't wait. That's what leaders have to do. Did it avert a major crisis, a global meltdown? I believe it did. Has it been implemented like it was supposed to be? Absolutely not. And nobody has fought harder to ensure that every dollar is repaid to the American taxpayer, and it never happens again.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Congressman Barrett. When we come back, we're going to shift gears and talk about education. We'll be right back with the WIS GOP gubernatorial debate.
We know the banking industry has changed. That's why Southern First will continue to maintain the consistent values our clients have come to trust.
Our clients expect integrity and professionalism from their personal banker, and we're going to give it to them.
Let's work hard to exceed the expectations of our clients.
Because of our financial strength, our clients can depend on us to be their financial partner.
Trust, consistency, hometown support. I'm proud to serve the Midlands community.
I've got the bug.
Everybody's getting it.
It's savings bug.
I get them free online.
I get them emailed to me from couponbug.com. Coupons for so many great brands.
Coupons right on my own computer.
I printed over $30 worth of coupons for free.
I just logged on. I clicked, printed, and saved.
You bet I've got the bug.
The savings bug.
Got the bug? Log on to couponbug.com and save.
I went to Valley Barrett Medical Center because I had a picture that I looked at of me when I was 19 years old. And I remember how good I felt about myself at that age and how I didn't feel good about myself now. And I wanted to have that feeling again. I've lost 60 pounds on the Metabolic Medical Center diet. And this summer, I'm going surfing.
Change your life. Call Metabolic Medical Center, 758-5858.
Welcome back to our gubernatorial GOP debate. We are picking up with education now. Our next question is an important issue to the League of Women Voters, one of the sponsors for tonight's debate, but also to everybody who cares about equality in education here in South Carolina. Let's specifically address Act 388. And just to give a little background up front, it took effect in 2007. In a nutshell, it exempts owner-occupied homes from property taxes that pay for schools. That law added a penny sales tax that was supposed to replace the revenue, but the recession hit.